This time, Islamic Secrets will reveal 10 natural phenomena that surprised scientists when they found out that the Qur'an knew about them first. The Qur'an came down long before sophisticated scientific research came into existence, but research that has been scientifically proven and carried out by a scientist was actually written in the Qur'an first. How is that possible? This is, of course, because the Qur'an contains the truth. A number of scientists were surprised to find that their research had been explained earlier in the Qur'an. The Qur'an is a book that perfects the previous books of Allah brought by the Prophet Muhammad. The Al-Qur'an is also the source of everything that exists in the world, none other than science and its phenomena. Until now, many strange phenomena have been discovered which cannot even be explained scientifically, but have been mentioned in the Al-Qur'an first. These are 10 natural phenomena mentioned in the Al-Qur'an. It's hard to believe, but it really happens and is scientifically proven. What are these phenomena? Keep watching this video. Hopefully, it will be useful. 1. Fire at the bottom of the ocean. Fire will generally be extinguished when exposed to water. However, it turns out that there is indeed fire that emerges from the bottom of the ocean and can continue to burn. This is a phenomenon that occurs in nature, precisely at the bottom of the ocean on Earth. These fires come out naturally due to underwater volcanic eruptions. In the book Miracles of Al-Qur'an and As-Sunnah, the origins of the discovery of fire in the ocean are explained. After World War II, scientists explored the oceans and seas looking for minerals whose reserves were almost depleted. They were surprised to find that there were many mountains. Volcanics stretch across the ocean for thousands of kilometers, which they call underwater mountains. By studying the stretch of underwater mountains, it is clear that these mountains were formed as a result of powerful volcanic eruptions. At a depth of about 1.6 kilometers under the sea, lava from volcanic eruptions can melt out and heat up until it emits volcanic ash. This phenomenon can occur throughout the ocean. Volcanoes at the bottom of the ocean are more numerous and more active than volcanoes on land. The volcano stretches along the bottom of the ocean. Before humans discovered this fact and the existence of advanced technology for underwater observation, the Holy Qur'an had long explained the scientific phenomenon about this in Surah At-Tur verses 1 to 6. The fact that there is fire in the ocean has been mentioned in the Holy Qur'an for 14 centuries. This was long before humans created sophisticated technology for observation or research on the seabed. The verse reads, by the mountain, Sinai, and the book written on an open page, by the Beit al-Mamur, Kakba, by the roof that is raised, the sky, and the sea whose bottom is fire. 2. Seabed. The seabed is the lowest part of the earth, where no light can penetrate within a kilometer. This was of course explained in the Qur'an before scientists discovered this. One of the verses of the Qur'an that refers to the sea is found in Surah An-Nur verse 40. Apart from confirming that the unbelievers are in darkness, Allah has previously shown the mirage condition that exists among the unbelievers in Surah An-Nur verse 39. However, each verse of the Qur'an has its own secret, including about the deep darkness of the ocean. The contents of the seabed have only been revealed through exploration and hydrographic surveys. On the seabed there are coral reefs, seagrass beds, and various mines. Seabed configuration using bathymetric maps. The study of the seabed is part of oceanography. Initially, scientists thought that the seabed was just flat and had no shape. After modern science developed, scientists learned that the topography of the seabed is very complex, just like on land. Seabed scanning and imaging equipment utilizes the concept of underwater imaging and imaging. The method used is echo energy detection. Echo energy detection is able to provide information about the roughness and hardness of the target, whose information you want to know. Information about the seabed can be found by exploring the part of the earth that is covered by the sea. This exploration can then provide the knowledge needed as information material and scientifically prove the contents of the holy verses of the Qur'an. Scientists from various countries carry out expeditions to find out about life under the ice layer of the South Pole. They drilled the South Polar ice sheet for more than 800 meters on the coast of Antarctica, then lowered the camera robot and reached the sea tens of kilometers deep. There was a glimpse of a frozen world, pitch black and without light. 3. Rainwater cycle. The process of rain begins with the evaporation of water that turns into clouds and then is carried by the wind and will become rainwater. The Qur'an has mentioned the water cycle process and also how rain occurs in great detail. The mention is in accordance with modern science and is scientifically proven. At the time these verses were revealed, the majority of people at that time still believe that the one who revealed them was the rain god. The process of rain is explained in Al-Qur'an Surat and Nur verse 43. Don't you see that God marches the clouds, then gathers them between their parts, then makes them overlap? Then you see rain coming out of the cracks, and God also sends down ice grains from the sky. That is from clumps of clouds like the mountains. Then he casts the ice particles on whom he wills and turns them away from whom he wills. The lightning flash of the cloud almost took away the vision. Explanation of the process of rain according to science is generally divided into 3 stages: evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Evaporation is the process of evaporating water. The heat of the Earth's temperature from the sun will cause the water in rivers, lakes, and seas to evaporate into droplets or water vapor. This water vapor will rise into the atmosphere and coagulate into clouds. The hotter the air temperature, the more water will evaporate into the air. This causes the possibility of rain to increase. The second stage is condensation. Water vapor from the evaporation process will rise into the atmosphere and experience condensation. In this process, water vapor will turn into very small particles. The change in water vapor into ice is influenced by temperature differences in cloud heights in the air. The higher the clouds form, the colder the temperature will be. Likewise, water vapor will cool and turn into ice. Precipitation is the process of melting ice grains in the clouds, then falling into raindrops onto the earth. Clouds that have formed in the previous process may be blown by the wind and carried so that it rains in a different place than in the previous process. Clouds that are too dense with water vapor and can no longer support the weight of the water will fall to land to become raindrops. 4. Pharaoh's body is still intact. Experts who examined the pharaoh's mummy said that the body was still intact due to the presence of salt residue in the body. This has been explained in the Qur'an that Pharaoh was drowned in the ocean. This has actually been reminded in the Qur'an, Yunus verse 92. Allah Ta'ala said, "So today we save your body so that you can be a lesson for those who come after you, and indeed most of humanity is heedless of our signs." Professor Michael Durrigan was one of the scientists who was instrumental in taking samples of Pharaoh's organs in 1975 in Cairo, Egypt. After research, the professor discovered that the pharaoh's body was still intact even though he had been submerged in the sea for a long time. Research assistance was also offered by Europe to analyze the pharaoh's mummy. Professor Dr. Maurice Bucaille later became the chief surgeon and the main person responsible for researching the mummy. Pharaoh's body was taken to France for research. In the release of its report entitled Les Momies de Pharaons et la Médecine, it was stated that the results of the research found it surprising that the remains of salt attached to the mummy's body were an indication that the pharaoh died due to drowning. His body, which had just been removed from the sea, was immediately embalmed for preservation. Pharaoh's body can be seen directly at the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization in the Fustat area, Cairo, Egypt. Long before the existence of Pharaoh's body was proven, the Qur'an first indicated that his body would be found and scientifically proven what was stated in the Qur'an. Thank you for watching our video. The next 6 natural phenomena that are scientifically proven regarding the contents of the Qur'an will be explained later in the next video.